You're trying to check out online. You hit purchase, and the screen just hangs. Then you get that dreaded 404 error page. In the physical world, it's like sitting in a nice restaurant and watching a waiter trip, sending your dessert splattering all over the floor. In a traditional restaurant, fixing this takes time. The waiter has to find a manager, explain what happened, fill out a waste form, and wait for the chef to bake a brand new cake. You sit there with an empty table for 20 minutes. But when you use modern cloud applications, servers fail and software crashes all the time behind the scenes. Yet your video keeps streaming and your messages keep sending without a single hiccup. These massive applications stay online by using an infrastructure management system called Kubernetes. You can think of Kubernetes as the most ruthless, efficient restaurant manager imaginable. It doesn't waste time trying to prevent accidents. Instead, it uses an invisible, automated system to instantly replace broken parts the moment they fail. This diagram shows the Kubernetes architecture. Downstairs are physical servers. Upstairs is the control plane. The API server is the single point of entry. Next door, etcd securely stores the desired state, while the scheduler locates open tables for tasks. Let's follow a request. A user walks up to the front desk and hands over a ticket saying they want a deployment of 3 cakes. The receptionist takes the ticket and immediately turns to engrave that request into the vault. The official desired state in the master ledger is now set to 3 cakes. The seating host notices this new, unassigned order in the ledger. He checks his floor plan, finds an empty spot downstairs, and assigns the cake to that specific table. Looking at our diagram, follow the tube down to table A. The instruction is sent to the head waiter, the kubelet. The kubelet receives the order, bakes the cake, places it under a dome called a pod, and serves it on the table. By strictly separating the communication from the record-keeping, the system guarantees that the floor staff downstairs only executes exactly what the central brain upstairs commands. On the far right of this diagram, we meet the most obsessive entity in the office, the kitchen manager, or the controller manager. He constantly walks around with a clipboard, observing the current count of the dining room. He has a very specific management philosophy. He completely ignores why things happen. He only cares about comparing the live count of cakes on the floor to the official desired state written in the master ledger. This flowchart illustrates his primary tool, the reconciliation loop. It is a continuous 3-step cycle. First, he will observe the floor. Second, he will diff or compare that count against the ledger. Third, he will act to correct any differences. Let's see what happens during a disaster. Suddenly, a cable collapses downstairs in the dining room. One of our active cakes slides off the plate and splatters onto the floor. The manager walks by a second later and sees only 2 cakes. The ledger demands 3. He immediately hits the act phase, shouting at the API server to create a replacement instantly. He doesn't wait for the mess to be cleaned up. The system automatically routes around the broken table, finds a new spot, and serves a fresh cake before the customer even realizes there was an issue. Kubernetes uses this relentless reconciliation loop to aggressively enforce the desired state. If a server dies, the loop spots the missing piece and replaces it, creating the illusion of perfect, uninterrupted reliability.